Good morning, everybody. Orange A here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're gonna do a guide slash showcase with the man, the hero himself, Sephiroth. We're gonna talk about espers, vision cards, teammates to run him with, whether you're focusing him on a mono dark team or focusing on his vision card and going off element with him, which is actually a really viable idea. So I'm going to walk you through all of that. Here he is on the screen, and I want to start by showing off a team with his vision card. Now, this is Sephiroth and his light ladies, Sylvie and Elena. This is kind of a global exclusive flex team because Sylvie and Elena, both in that global pool that will be coming back when Hio, like Dark Rain comes out, well, Fire Dark Rain comes out next month. Let's watch this fight play out once, and then I'm going to tell you why I made this team the way I did. First of all, this is a team built to fight other dark teams, which I've had zero trouble finding on stream until I start recording a video. Here we go. We got a 140 Sephiroth, a 120 Joker, and a 120 Lemure. This is the kind of team I think you're going to be seeing a lot of in Arena this week. Sephiroth, a bonus unit. Expect to see a lot of mono dark, and this is a squad that can deal with mono dark pretty well. So this is a chance to also show off a little bit of early turn Sephiroth and how you can use him. The map we're on right now I would call a medium range map, where I need Sephiroth to get one group buff off so he hangs out in the back line with the other units. Then I need him to become a selfish person. I really want him to cast that shield that he has that gives him the AP restore. That way I don't have to run bells on him, anything like that. And he's a little bit tankier, especially because in this group, the rest of the vision cards are very focused on Elena and Sylvie, and they're really the main carries in this group. And I really gotta say, the main carry of this video so far has been the 20-minute long loading screen to allow me to have enough time to go through that entire monologue. And here we go. So watch how this plays out. Elena's going to move in and start group buffing. Okay, then Sephiroth is going to move in, start group buffing, and now we have Sylvie, the support in this group. She's going to hit us with a dark and light resist buff, and then because she didn't move, she will get to take another turn and she'll hit us with a defense spirit buff. Enemy team doing a very similar thing. They're grouping up for Lemure's buffs and all of that. They're moving in on us. There's Prayer of Resolute Oaths, Defense and Spirit up, Sephiroth online. He'll catch the Stella Mars from Elena. She's ready to go. And now we're going to be dealing with some quicken shenanigans here. So it's possible Sephiroth actually won't get his shield cast if Joker moves into range. I'm hoping he stays back a little bit. Nope, Joker moved into range. So normally, unless you're dealing with a quicken comp, Sephiroth on that second turn would have cast his shield, which would have been more ideal. But the enemy with that haste and quicken kind of like overrode that, and it looks like they have a pretty cool quicken lineup right here. If this is on Joker, they really have this played out perfectly. No, it's on Sephiroth. So I was going to give them a lot of credit for really having it tuned where like Joker got a turn and then caught his second quicken, but that's not how it works. He's just going to come forward and die. Now, notice how Sephiroth is not exactly like popping off here. He's tanky enough that he's able to take some hits, especially with somebody like Sylvie supporting him with his heal and shields. But this comp is all about Elena and Sylvie being anti-dark, while Sephiroth is there holding his vision card, getting the buffs from that VC, and just in general being a great unit. So he goes in there, trades back and forth with the enemy first, then Elena and Sylvie come in and clean up. And that's kind of the beauty of this comp, and it's kind of the beauty of Sephiroth's vision card. So this fight's actually going about how most of my fights have gone since I've got it tuned. It is now their Sephiroth versus my team. Let's see if the one mono dark Sephiroth can handle the anti-dark team I got set up here. Like, spoiler alert, the answer is definitely no. Sylvie's gonna chill in the back because she likes to not get like too dirty up in there. That's a lot of turns in a row by their Sephiroth though. Okay, wait a second. Spoiler alert was no. We're going to get a full life cast, but if Sephiroth can kill Sylvie first, dude, this guy might just pop off. Let's see. Does he actually one-shot Sylvie? I doubt it. She's got a lot of dark resist. Yeah, he does not. So now, here comes the full life. This will bring Starlight Elena back into the fray. There it is. She's back. That would have been really unclutch if she would have not come back to life from that. She starts chaining him down. It's Sylvie's turn. She's going to go DPS mode. She'll protect everybody. Sephiroth is dead. And okay, we end up winning it with 2 units left, but you got to see some of the power of mono dark Sephiroth from the enemy team, and some of the power of like Sephiroth's vision card in mixed elements with my team. So good stuff. Now, let's switch over to WoTV Calc for a second right here, and walk through Sephiroth's vision card first. I think this vision card is very, very good. The group buff on it is insane. Slash attack 42 is a lot of slash attack, reaction block rate, clutch, especially since Sephiroth himself is somebody who can further block reaction, or further buff reaction block rate, and then critical evade is nice as well. The strength of this card, though, lies in the unit list, and there's a weakness and a strength. Let me be clear about that. The weakness of this card is the lack of other strong dark units on it. Like, there's Sephiroth, but then you're looking at Golbez, Black Rose Helena. They're not slashers. They don't really care about a lot of those buffs on that card. Dwayne is holding a lot of the hope for global dark slashing teams. If he gets hooked up with his 140 when Hyo comes out, dark slash and this card might be back on the table, and then you go all the way down the bottom and there's just not any more. However, watch this. Let's click through the elements of this card. Fire, I mean, I guess you could run like Delita Seymour, but fire's not the way. Ice, it starts getting interesting. Agrius Laswell's kind of a fun ice duo right there. You run like Sephiroth, Agrius Laswell, you could do something similar to what you just saw from me, although not so much mono dark, but maybe something else. Wind, does wind work with this? Not so much. What about earth? Nope. Lightning, okay, there's some pretty good lightning element units on here. Charlotte, Orlando, Renan, Resnick, some interesting lightning units on here for that. Water, it gets really interesting with Amnelis and Asterius, especially Asterius. Raychess is really good. Miranda is really strong right now. So I think there's some potential with water in this vision card. Light is where it really shines. This is, and I heard somebody saying this, I think it might have been Massidia in his video, that Sephiroth's card almost feels more like a light vision card than it does any other element. Look at these light units. Sylvie, Lucio, Starlight Elena. For one, Lucio, everybody in this game has Lucio and should be building him. So that's a nice one. You compare him with either of these other 2 units, that'll be nice. Yuna, if you want a healer on there, although I would go Sylvie if you have the option. Cecil and Rob are on there too, but really good top tier light units on there. And then as we mentioned, Dark, it gets a little rough. Maybe Dwayne brings that back. So that's kind of how I like playing if I'm playing around that vision card. And again, to look at the team that I just showcased right there, it's all about making Starlight, Elena, and Sylvie carry as hard as they can against dark units, use that card to power them up, then pop off with light vision cards and go nuts. That's what I'm running in Arena this week. It's been working really well as I tested it last week, and so far it's been working really well today. Now, let's talk about if you wanted to go more of a mono dark Sephiroth. I want to talk about espers first, that I like to, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's do espers first. Espers. I'll get my stuff together. Odin is my favorite Esper on Sephiroth, and that's not a surprise, because Odin is the OP of OP physical Espers in my opinion. I love the 20 agility. It really combos great with Sephiroth, who has an agility buff himself and is a fairly fast unit, so I love that. It has a lot of attack on it, and then if you go into the skill tree, slash attack, Sephiroth's got a lot of that. Human Killer, really nice on Sephiroth, especially considering he has a typeless attack and striking damage moves in his kit. Human Killer, perfect for all of that. So always run that on Odin. Then you can go into accuracy, which sometimes Sephiroth needs unless you're running his warrior sub, where Paralyze Edge is 100% hit move, but then you're giving up the strike, so you can build into some accuracy on Sephiroth. Odin's great for that. Slash resist is good if you're fighting other Sephiroths, but there's pin out there. Missile resist is fine. Then you have more slash attack. This is my favorite Esper for Sephiroth. That should be no surprise. Honorable mentions slash almost as good. Anima. So I think Anima's great, right? 17 agility's no slouch, 109 attack is nice, and then the skill tree is just amazing. Dark attack, everything I just said about Human Killer also applies to the dark attack board on Anima. You can build that if you're fighting light. You can build into light resist. You can build the light killer as well. There's slash attack on here. There's accuracy into critical evasion. The critical evasion synergizes really nice with his vision card buff. And then you just go slash resist or light anti-light. If you're going anti-light, Anima's the way to go. Get light resist, get light killer, get the dark attack, and just build the left side of this board if you're fighting light teams, and you will destroy them. Sephiroth is an amazing anti-light unit. Okay, next, Omega. Now, the drawback to Omega, in my opinion, is the 14 agility. That's a little bit low. However, the attack stat is very high. You dark attack and attack nodes. Man, I love attack nodes. Light killer for anti-light again, more slash attack, and again, accuracy into crit rate is very nice. So I think Omega is fine. Now, I unorganized my tabs a little bit. Say you are doing a little cost limited. I like Behemoth for Sephiroth in a cost limited situation. 16 agility is fast for an MR, and you're dropping down to only 30 cost. Then in the skill tree, once again, dark attack, anti-light. Again, I just think, like, I know I say this all the time, or I've said this a lot. Sephiroth is an amazing anti-light unit. This is an amazing anti-light MR Esper. You have crit damage, which is really good. Slash attack, attack up nodes, dark attack. Really, really good cost limited option for Sephiroth. Okay, vision cards. Now, here's the deal, right? I'm not going to spend a ton of time on vision cards because I think if you're running his vision card, you're branching off into light or maybe lightning or ice, something like that. But if you are running dark, let me tell you a couple of my favorites for him, because his vision card becomes not my favorite. I think you go to others. So Anima is obviously insanely good. The unit effect on Anima is 15 dark attack, 10 slash attack, and 10 HP. That's busted. Anima's a 90 cost vision card for a reason. You also get slash attack resistance penetration. Yep, good luck tanking him now. 18 dark attack and single target resist. This card is bonkers. 5 agility on a card with 184 attack. Like, this is actually probably Sephiroth's best in slot vision card. But you need to run mono dark to make this work. It's crazy. Then, here's Omega again. This is a slash attack HP magic resist card. The unit effect on it is good too, because you getting some agility, and there's agility here, so you actually might get more agility. I think you would get more agility from Omega than Anima. Then light resist. So again, if you're going anti-light, here's an area you can get more light resist and HP, making him very hard to kill in his main job, which is, well, look, in maybe his best role, which is anti-light. And then Diablos. I really like working Diablos somewhere into a Sephiroth build. Once again, here's light resist, anti-light, 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 but dark attack will be good for all of his damage type moves. If you have to run this card on him, you do get 10 more dark attack, although I would prefer probably Anima or Omega on Sephiroth over Diablos, but can't go wrong there. Really, if you're running mono dark Sephiroth, just work in all of the best dark vision cards you have and build your best team around him, right? If you're running mages, you can look at Starlight Elena's vision, or Starlight Elena, what the heck, Mama Helena's vision card for the agility right there and the accuracy which Sephiroth needs. So you're really piecing together a dark team out of a big variety of units. I'm just telling you the cards I think are the best to run on him, then put the rest together. Now, jumping back into the client, let me show you something about Sephiroth. The map you just saw, I wanted him to do 2 buffs. I wanted him to group buff into his shield. It didn't really work out, and it kind of got hairy because of that, but let me run you through Sephiroth's on-off abilities. So, in his hero job, okay, first of all, his shield. This is like bottom of his AI priority list is this shield. He does not like to use this. He will use his other self buffs first. He will use his TMR buffs first. He will obviously use his group buffs first, because that's kind of how the AI works in War of Visions. So if you want him to use this, it either needs to be the only thing you have on, or you need to be on a map where he can do 2 things and let him do something else first and then this. That's how the AI works with Veil of Woe. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It reminds me of Oberon in a way, where when you're playing Oberon, you want Oberon to like group buff or something on the first turn, then cast his shield. On a short map, you want Oberon casting his shield. I feel like Sephiroth feels that kind of same way. His Mass Immune and Waiting buff is really, really good, again, especially against light, but this preemptive auto attack is devastating. Problem here is if he doesn't hit both his teammates with this buff, like if you turn this on and he does not hit both of his teammates, he will cast it once, then he'll run to the other one and cast it again. Unlike somebody like Flagbearer Glassy, who her group buff gives her a shield, or Joker, where his group buff gives him a single buff as well, if the group buff contains a single buff a lot of times, the AI will then not reapply it. This buff does not work like that. He will cast this on everybody, and then look to self-buff. So that's something you got to think. With my current group, I like to turn this off. Instead, what I'm doing is running a single-use sweet support right here. So he'll run up, hit the whole group with this buff. It's agility buff. That's pretty nice. And then move on to start doing other things. In his pugilist job, for example, he will cast Iron Body Stance before his shield. Obviously, his shield is better in Iron Body Stance, so you want to turn that off. And it just works for all of his kits. Now, for his support abilities, what do I like? Lone Hero is an agility and move +1 buff. I'm using that in this team because it puts his agility at just 1 less than Starlight Elenis, so those two can chain together really well. I don't think this is the one you run all the time, but if you need your Sephiroth either having 1 more move to get into the group buffing early, or for some reason or another close some more distance, I do like it there, or for agility tuning. I think you always run Power of the Livestream. This makes him so much tankier and gives him defense pin. Do that every single time. If you don't want to run Lone Hero, I think Self-Sacrifice is really nice. Like, that puts another 250 attack onto him. I do like that. Flurry Enhancement, you'll basically never run. And then Warrior Spirit, like, look, I get that you're becoming a little tankier with Warrior Spirit, but losing that 150 attack feels kind of bad to me. So I like Lone Hero or Self-Sacrifice myself. And that is it, guys. That's my little Sephiroth guide right here. This is how I'm playing him this week. It's a little showcase of that and my favorite things for him in a mono dark team as well. Let me know how you are playing Sephiroth, and if you would like to see any builds or something, I'm definitely going to play him with Dwayne in some mono dark teams next month when Dwayne gets that hookup, because Sephiroth is a unit we're going to be seeing a lot of, so building anti-Sephiroth is a good idea. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.